I love using Swedish torches for bushcrafting or for cooking outdoor because they're so effective. You burn a lot less wood and you have a nice concentrated flame. So I know this thing can burn for a long time, and this is the reason why I'm using it in so many projects. But I want to have a test, do a time lapse to see exactly how long it can burn. However, this is not a typically Swedish torch because it also has an intake for air here at the bottom, which is more similar to a rocket stove. This way of making it's a lot more effective. You can have a very concentrated flame here, so it's much easier to cook, and it's, I would say, easier to light. It still takes some time, but once it gets going, it's just like a rocket stove where you can easily cook food. The burning time is usually set by how wide the log is and also how dry it is. This one has been sitting in my cabin for quite a few months, so it's much drier than anything you would find outside. So I'm expecting it to burn a bit faster. The weight of this is 26 centimeters. To start it up, for the first time I'm going to use this fire starter tablet. I'm also curious to see if this can be started with sparks. Works. There's a nice flame coming out. This is because of the air intake at the bottom, but it takes a bit of time until the actual walls of the log start to burn. Not sure for how long this tablet is going to burn, so I'm gonna help you with some wood chips. I'm only gonna start time-lapsing, filming this thing once we have a strong flame and the log burned on its own. Once it starts to smoke like this, the heat is enough to actually cook on it, but you don't really want to put anything on top of it before you see proper flames coming out, because you might turn it off. But yeah, it's really hot. Yeah, this one has a faulty design, but still it lasted for more than 2 hours. And if you remember, when you saw that hot smoke coming out, you couldn't see a flame, but it was hot enough to boil water on top of it. You couldn't keep your hand because it's burning. Still worked quite okay. It could still be used if I really want to just tighten the, the wire here, and it can still hold the pot. This is definitely burning for a lot longer than it would if you would use the same log, split it, have a normal campfire. And for that I'm thinking I should probably try and get two logs of the same size, have two fires, one with a Swedish torch and one normal one, so you can actually see the huge difference in burning time. So there are a few problems with this Swedish torch. One, that it's been built with an axe, and you need to, well, you need to do a better selection of your log, one that is less prone to crack. But honestly, most of the pine logs are going to split, especially if you keep them inside like I did. I kept this for a few months inside the cabins. Like I said in the beginning of this video, the reasons I really love this is because it is a very simple thing to build, and it will last, it will burn for a long time. I've been using it to cook outside, from very small things like an omelette to things that last for a few hours, like goulash, which is a type of stew. No matter how you try to do it, if you try to cook something like a stew which takes for 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours, it would be impossible to do it with a normal fire using the same amount of wood. However, when you build something like this, that's totally possible. I was also trying to figure out a way to heat up your tent or your shelter. So I did one trip where I built a teepee from a tarp and used a couple of these, bigger than this one, to see if I can maintain decent temperature inside the tent, while outside it was below freezing. So boiling water, cooking, or even heating your shelter, the Swedish torch, it's really something that you should take in consideration when you're going out.